Games.
That was my little guy there, just helping out with the CrossFit feed here tonight. So after 4 events, we had Matt Fraser. If you missed it, he was assessed a 60-second penalty for the ruck run. He lost one of the bags out of his, or the sandbags out of his ruck bag. So that made the standings a lot tighter up top. We had Matt Fraser, Noah Olson, and James Newberry in your top 3, all within striking distance of Matt Fraser, and definitely Jacob Hepner, Noah Olson. This is a type of event that would be good for them. So the heats are just coming out. As you can see here, this is event 5, as many rounds as possible, 20-minute time cap, and this is going to cut down to 20 athletes, as well. Good job, buddy.
1 minute. Athletes, please take your mark in front of the plexiglass. Seconds. Ten seconds. Stand by.
Kick this off here. Here we go. So this is Mary, if you missed it. It's a 20-minute time cap, so as many rounds as possible in that 20 minutes. So this definitely will favor your stocky, shorter athletes with those strong legs to get through the pistols. So you're going to have 5 handstand push-ups. That'll be no problem for these athletes. 10 pistols and 15 pull-ups. Individually, these things won't be hard for these athletes, but after 20 minutes of doing them, you can see athletes push the 15 rounds, so that's like 150 pistols, that's over 200 pull-ups, so it'll start to take a toll on their bodies. So you can see we're just a minute 30 roughly into this. Remember, this is a 20-minute time cap on this event. So we've got a good little haul to go here. A lot of pull-ups and pistols to be done.
So the
You can see the leaders on the top of the screen there. We have Matt McLeod, who won the last event there with the sprint. Then we have Saxon Panchik, Dino from the States, Collins, and Jason Smith. There's, sorry, did I say Saxon or Scott? It's Saxon Panchik that's there. So our leader right now is Logan Collins, followed by Matt McLeod and Saxon Panchik, followed up in 4th place by Jason Smith, then Willie Georges.
Pick up the pace and try to regain the lead. It has been all Matt McLeod as he gets his chin over the bar. Saxon right behind him. Jason Smith still sitting pretty in 3rd.
So obviously for everyday CrossFitters like ourselves, this would be a hard workout to do for 20 minutes. But really these guys, it's just about managing the rest properly. They're going to be able to fly through these 100 pistols or roughly 200 pull-ups, no problem. It's going to wear on them, but it's about being efficient, going efficient between transitions, and just taking a little bit of rest when needed.
Trying to finish up another round of alternating one-point squats. Just another round, knocking out 5 rounds. We're just passing 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Moving to that first athlete to move into round number 6.
4, 5, 6, 7.
A long event, 20 minutes, and like the movement being so tight where all the athletes can kind of do it the same amount, you'll see the leader always switch back and forth. Here watching this, I'm just going to go over the leaderboard and some issues that we may see. So basically, we have 30 individuals left in the competition. After this event, it's going to cut down to 20. The assumption, and obviously nobody knows what Castro is thinking, but the assumption is that we'll have the full 20 athletes for tomorrow being Saturday, and then we'll cut down to 10 on Sunday. So right now, if you were looking at your top 20 people coming into this event that in theory could move on, we'll start with Ant Haynes at 20, Michael Smith, Connor Duddy, Elliot Simmons, Matt McLeod, Brent Fikowski, Chandler Smith, Will Morad, Travis Mayer, Patrick Vellner, Carl Gudmundsson, Lucas Hoberg, Cole Sager, Scott Panchik, Samuel Kant, Jacob Hepner, Adrian Woodwaller, James Newberry, Noah Olson, Matt Frazier. So the people that are in that kind of on the outside looking in right now would be like a Logan Collins, a Saxon Panchik, a Sean Sweeney, Ben Smith, sadly 6 and 26 right now. So Ben Smith needs to have a really good event here. But the problem is the issue that Ben Smith had that had him not qualified, have to get a wild card, was he had a minor surgery on his knee. So all these pistols you may see take a toll on his knee. And this sadly could be the last event for Ben Smith. And another individual that has to be careful here on the men's side would be Brent Fikowski, who sits in 15th right now. So remember, the top 20 will advance. And this won't be a great workout for him. It's it favors the shorter guys, the stockier guys. Brent Fikowski's very tall, long limbs. He has more basically to pull up and to pistol the squat down. So hopefully he'll be able to push through and continue on through the weekend. But definitely it looks like Ben Smith might find himself in a little bit of trouble here. And in case you missed it, the top 3 athletes, Matt Fraser, Noah Olson, and James Newberry, are separated by 3 points. So this would probably be the smallest lead that Matt Fraser has had after or going into 5 events. So I'll switch over to the women's side where we're watching these guys here. So at the top, we still have Tia Claire Toomey, Amanda Barnhart in second. She was my surprise pick to be on the podium, so let's see if she can keep that up. Kristen Holte in third. And I'll just jump down to the 20 place, and we got Carolyn Prigos at 20, Karen Frayova at 19, Sam Briggs at 18. So Sam Briggs would be the one that we'd be concerned about going into this event. Definitely the pull-ups are fine. I guess she's been working on her handstand push-ups, but maybe never been her strong point. And another big name that's in big and serious danger, more than Briggs, was Sarah Sigmundsdottir, sitting at 25th. So right now she'd be sitting on the outside looking in, so she needs to move herself up at least 5 places in order to survive and compete on Saturday. So we'll watch those races as we get closer. We need to work our way through some of these heats, and we'll go from there.
With Josh McLeod about three reps ahead of Collins. At this stage, it looks like McLeod done with alternately one-leg squats, and he will start his pull-ups. There's still about a 5-rep lead over Collins. Looks like Collins is going to strike first. And they start their blows at the same time. Collins starting to pick the pace up a little bit. Losing his grip. Collins digging deep. As a McLeod trying to hold on to that lead.
So if you're just joining in now, Matt McLeod leading up at the start, Collins in second, Hanchik in third, Elliott Simmons in fourth, and Georges in fifth. Collins looked like he suffered maybe a leg injury there. The medics are standing by and they're going to look at him there. But if you just tuned in, we're doing Mary. Mary is a classic CrossFit workout. It's 5 handstand push-ups, 10 pistols, and 15 pull-ups. It's a 20-minute AMRAP, so as many rounds as possible in those 20 minutes. So right now we're sitting at 16-17, so we're coming up to the 20-minute time cap. Matt McLeod, he did really good in the sprint couplet, winning that. It looks like he's trying to push it to back-to-back event wins. Now, obviously, there's other heats to come, so we'll see how that heads up.
Saxton still holding on the third.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Logan Collins chasing down the fourth leader in the middle of the ring, lane 8. Matt McLeod. Matt taking a moment. Chopping things up.
We got 3 minutes left now until the time cap. So McLeod and Collins are still going side by side. Willie Georges right there with them. So Willie Georges is your France national champion. And all these athletes that you're seeing here right now, they would be what you would call bubble athletes, because after this event, the field is cut from 30 down to 20. And these are all the ones that are at risk of being cut.
Collins looking over at his competition and Matt trying to hold on strong to that lead.
So interesting to see after this event is over what happened with Logan Collins. It looks like he was able to shake off the injury. It looks like maybe he rolled his ankle or something. We're at 2 minutes though until the time cap. 2 minutes. So 1:30 roughly to the cap. That's Jason Smith there on your screen.
Who's going to climb that leaderboard after this event is all said and done? We're quickly approaching the 19-minute mark.
So we're at 19 minutes and 1 minute left there. So looking at how our top 5 sits right now, it's Matt McLeod, Logan Collins, Saxon Panchik, Elliot Simmons, Willie Georges, Casper Gellermark in number 6, Wittrup in 7th, Sean Sweeney 8, Alex Vigneault in 9, and Duddy in 10. Coming up to 20 seconds there now to the cap. He's going to come neck and neck, Matt McLeod and Logan Collins. I'm surprised he's chalking up there with 10 seconds to go. There's Logan Collins just a little behind him. He's jumping up, trying to get a few more reps. So every rep counts for these guys. It looks like McLeod's about to throw up there because these are all the athletes that are at risk of being eliminated, as the field's going to be cut from 30 down to 20 after this event. So that was heat number 1. So once they clean everything up, they'll bring out the next athletes here. So for you stopping in, Sergeant No Rep here. This is event number 5, heat number 2 for the men, and this workout is Mary, a classic CrossFit workout. We're doing 20-minute AMRAP, 5 handstand push-ups, 10 pistols, and 15 pull-ups. So again, I mentioned before, this favors smaller athletes. Your longer ones will have a little issue with this, but there's not really much room for separation here. You'll see a lot of the athletes be really bunched up.
Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready for heat number 2 to take the competition floor. Coming out of lane number 1, Brent Fikowski. In lane number 2, Will Morad. In lane number 3, Patrick Fellner. Lane number 4, Lucas Homer.
Well, Pat Fellner's kind of had very much of an unimpressive game so far, so hopefully maybe he'll be able to step it up. Currently, I don't know if this would be the greatest event for him, but currently Pat Fellner's sitting 11th. So as you can see, the top of the leaderboard is very close there. Matt Fraser was given a 60-second penalty in the ruck event, which caused him to drop down. A lot of placings and tighten everything up. So you have James Newberry, Noah Olson, and Matt Fraser all within 3 points. So it's a very tight race, something we haven't seen in the past. So it'll be interesting to see going forward. And definitely this event probably favors Noah Olson a little more than Matt Fraser. And definitely Jacob Heppner in 5th. This was definitely an event for him.
In lane number 11, Samuel In lane number 13, Bjorgen Carl Goodmanson. In lane number 14, Travis Mayer.
Lander there. I think a lot of people probably watch this after they get home from work. They're not watching it live, and people will watch the replay. Just from my feeds that I saw yesterday, way more people watched it after the fact instead of watching it live, which is always the risk of seeing what happened. So seeing it on Twitter or Instagram, it kind of ruins the finish for you. So 25 seconds till this heat kicks off. This is the heat with all the big guns. There's the three guys in the middle of the screen right now: Matt Fraser, James Newberry, and Noah Olson. James Newberry definitely looking a lot different this year. He's definitely upped his game.
Stand by.
Here we go. It's crazy how, I think that was Will Morad there, the second one over, how fast he did those handstand push-ups. And again, it favors a shorter individual because they have less distance they have to carry for that. So there's Jacob Hepner. It looks like he's in lane 10. Newberry, Fraser jumping up to the pull-ups.
The first athlete to hop up.
Now, remember, don't really put too much into what you're seeing right now. Obviously, this is round number 1. These athletes, if they want to beat the last heat, will have to do 21 rounds. So there's a lot of time for things to shift and change here. So the people that are pulling ahead will do it slowly. It's not going to be something you're going to see somebody jump to a massive lead. It's just going to be small leads. So there's Cole Sager advancing ahead. Right at the bottom of our screen is Chandler Smith. You got a couple no reps there for not having enough depth. Just to answer Lander's question there in chat, he was wondering why Fraser was penalized earlier today. So during the ruck event, so where they did the 4 laps, and every lap they would put a 10-pound sandbag in their book bag, and it was their responsibility to zip it up and make sure it was secure. On the very last basically turn coming into the stadium, Matt Fraser lost a 10-pound sandbag. It fell to the ground. You can watch in the video. I posted a screenshot of it on my Instagram, which is Sergeant No Rep. He looks back and you can see it on the ground, and he continues to run. So what he should have done, and it wouldn't have hurt him too much, was stop really quickly, pick it up, and just carry it with him so he still has the right amount of weight. But instead, he entered the stadium, went to the last sprint. So they penalized him 60 seconds, which caused him to lose, I'd say maybe at least 10 placings on the leaderboard. Which brought this lead now to what we see being 3 points between him, Matt Fraser, and Noah Olson. And that's who's he fighting with. Noah Olson is leading this event. In my pick would be the one that is going to win this event too. So it'll be interesting to see if Noah Olson wins this event. We could have an overall leader other than Matt Fraser at this stage of the event, which is very rare. And just to put this all into perspective for you as well, we had 30 males come into this event, 15 and 15 in the 2 heats, and 10 of them will be eliminated going forward. So we'll have 20 people after this. So your guys like Brent Fikowski, who sits at number 15, he's definitely at risk of being cut if he does poorly at this event, which this does not line up to be a great event for him. And right now in this heat, he sits 14th in this heat, so he's kind of showing that. Another guy that has to watch what he's doing, Sean Sweetie, he's outside that top 20 coming to this event, and sadly Ben Smith is outside the top 20 coming to this event as well. The wild card, Ben Smith, the 2015 champ, he performed well up to this point, but I have a feeling he didn't do that great in heat number 1, and him having surgery on his knee this year, probably all these pistols didn't help that. So you can see at the leaderboard as it cycles through there, we lost first. But anyway, Scott Panchik sits at number 1 right now. Matt Fraser, Noah Olson, Jacob Hepner, Will Morad, Cole Sager. So you look at these guys like Noah Olson, Jacob Hepner, Will Morad, Scott Panchik, all very small, stocky individuals. And then you have your guys like Travis Mayer, Lucas Holberg, Brent Fikowski. They're all at the very bottom of this heat. Very big, tall individuals. So hopefully Fikowski can move himself up the leaderboard because he really needs it. He can't be dropping too many points. Realistically, like, there's no sense really at this point following those top 5. It's going to interchange. One guy's going to pull ahead a little bit, the next guy's going to come back. So Noah Olson, Scott Panchik, Matt Fraser, Hepner, Will Morad, you'll probably see those 5 across that right till the end. You know, just be who can get those final few reps in at the end.
Chipping away at his pull-ups. Same goes for Vellner.
So the score to beat for Matt McLeod in heat number 1 is 6:22. So that's 20 rounds and some change. What you're seeing counted on the screen are the rounds. So Noah Olson, Matt Fraser is going to the 9th round. Or complete the 9 rounds. Scott Panchik is 1 round behind him. Jacob Hepner, the same thing. So you'll want to see at the end of this, these guys to have at least 20 on the board. If they get up to 21, they're guaranteed the win. If not, we'll do some math calculations there.
So while we have a battle between Matt Fraser and Noah Olson, also a battle between Hepner, who's in lane number 6, and Scott Panchik, who's in lane number 5.
Olson right back to work. An 8-rep lead over Scott Panchik. Panchik now taking over 2nd. Fraser took a little bit of time to chalk up his hands as Olson is done. Panchik now in 2nd. Fraser.
So it's good to see Scott Panchik doing well in this event. He had a nice start to the CrossFit Games with a 3rd, a 6th. Then in the ruck, the run with the heavy bag, he came in 41st. So he was sitting in the top couple going into that event and dropped down. So he currently sits in 7th. So if he can get in the top 2 or 3 in this event, you can probably see Scott Panchik back in the top 5. So it's nice to see Hefner right up there. He's been away from the games for a little bit. He's back this year, supported by Mama Hefner, and he's looking good. He currently sits, what is it, 5th place right now. So if he can win this event, he'll definitely maybe get in the top 3.
Chandler Smith able to move to his next round. So Chandler Smith is in the same round as Noah Olson and Matt Fraser, but he's beginning those handstand push-ups. Chandler Smith is at the far end in lane number 15. Noah Olson, though, back on the road rig. Looking to get 15 pull-ups.
Again, a 5-rep lead over Hefner. Hefner, lane 6. Also rocking the blue shorts in 2nd. Fraser, all red, lane number 8 in 3rd.
So as Noah Olson and Hefner change the lead back and forth, we've still got about 9 minutes to go. And we're looking for these guys to be around the 21 rounds to beat the previous, and I would think they would, the previous heat map cloud. So I would think these guys are probably going to come in at 21, 22 rounds. Now, if you're new to the channel here, I would definitely appreciate if you gave me a subscribe right down below, that red button. That will help you out, as I'll be broadcasting the CrossFit Games for the remainder of today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Championship Sunday as well. With a little, you'll see me on the sidebar or something like that when you log on. And if you're over on Twitch, you can just give me a follow and the same thing. Appreciate it. So you can see what Dave Castro did just for the visuals here is as the athletes basically advanced, they would move up to a different rig, just for better visualization for people online or in the stadium, just to see who are your leaders. Now there's that separation between Noah Olsen, Jacob Hettner, Matt Fraser, from the rest of the pack that are kind of hanging behind them there.
Set of balls here comes Hettner, Fraser, and Panchik. It is a fatal four-way for first place between these top four athletes. Olsen trying to add another round. Fraser starting to pick the pace up as Will Morad makes his way over. Olsen looking at the clock, realizing he's got less than 6 minutes to go. Fraser now taking over second place. A couple of no reps cost Hettner second place, and now Hettner's got to catch up. Volley action in the middle of the rig.
That 1 and 2 battle, 1, 2, and 3 battle, 1, 2, and 4 battle has been going on all event long. They know they've got to keep it on for 20 minutes as Olsen is back to work on the pull-ups. Here comes Fraser, 1 Olsen, 2 Fraser. Let's see where Panchik and Hettner are at right now. Bjorkman, Carl Gudmundsson able to move into his 16th round. Pat Vellner, Morad, all of them able to move into their 16th round. Here comes Chandler Smith.
So as you can see, Brent Bukowski is still in that back section. So coming into this event sitting 15th, with a poor performance here, he is definitely at risk of being cut and not making the final 20. Now, in a video I made before, I threw out Brent Bukowski's name of being cut, and I said event 1. There's no way to really predict it. It was just I wanted to throw out a top athlete that could get cut early on. The reason I threw out Brent Bukowski is a lot of these open style workouts are not in his wheelhouse. And the first event was kind of an open style workout. We knew it would be. And it's just Bukowski this year, it just seemed a little bit off. In the open, he was right around 100. He's not doing a great here, sitting at 15. So he's at a high risk of being cut after this. Just so it's something to keep an eye on. So just remember, the score to beat is, I think, the 6:22, which is 20 rounds and some change. So with about 3 minutes and 30 left, these athletes right now sit at 18 rounds. So I think that's definitely in reach for them to beat Matt McLeod's record from the first round. And this definitely, like I said at the start, the ones I had pegged to win this would be Noah Olsen and Jacob Hettner, but Matt Fraser, being the true champ that he is staying right in there with those guys.
Number 2 here at the games. Noah Olsen looking to make some moves.
And how the points come down here. If Noah Olsen wins this, he should take the overall lead away from Matt Fraser. And there's Brent Bukowski still back on the last portion. So Brent Bukowski right now is to watch at a high risk of being eliminated from the CrossFit Games after 2 days. Something I didn't think I would be saying coming into this, but you can actually look and kind of analyze why it may have happened. But we'll watch this race. We have about 2 minutes till the time cap. So the time cap is 20 minutes. So we're coming up at 2 minutes right now. And these athletes have 2 minutes now to beat Matt McLeod's score, which they will because they're already at the 20 rounds. You can see Jacob Hettner really struggling there. He was holding himself up against the rig trying to get some breath. It's kind of funny, Matt Fraser kind of looked over at Noah Olsen there, and he was just like, almost like in his eyes, he said, I don't think I'm going to catch this guy. But we'll see. Matt Fraser might do one of his crazy things. Let's see if Matt Fraser doesn't drop. Oh, he might not drop. Noah Olsen did drop. Matt's holding on. Look at that. That's why he's a champ. We have a minute 10. And we're seeing Matt turn on the championship style. He's trying not to break anything, so he's right there side by side with him. What this will come down to now is if Noah Olsen can keep his pace. Knowing Matt Fraser, he's going to keep the pace now that he's set, but can Noah do this without breaking? Let's just listen to the crowd, bring him home. And just to let you know, they've already passed Matt McLeod, and Noah Olsen has never actually won an event at the CrossFit Games. So if he wins this one, this will be his first event win in the years that he's been here. First to the wall, we got 30 seconds. None of these guys are going to break now. Now the big thing here would be make sure you don't get any no reps.
15 seconds. Coming to the final
3. There we go. Noah Olsen with his first event win at the CrossFit Games, and this win should be enough now to leapfrog him over Matt Fraser into first place. The next time we see Noah Olsen, he'll be wearing the championship jersey and shorts, which he's never worn before. So good job for Noah Olsen. There's Dave Castro giving congrats. That has become kind of a classic workout now to watch. This is something I will rewatch again. Just watching those two guys fight, that was pure entertainment. So there's Patrick Vellner. Didn't perform that great there. Brent Fikowski as well. James Newberry didn't perform that great. He came in, I think, 27th overall. For another 10 seconds there, we're going to have an interview with Noah Olsen, the heat and event winner, his first event win at the CrossFit Games. I'm sure they'll bring that up here.
The energy in this room right now for your first CrossFit Games event win. What is going through your mind right now?
Holy moly, I see so many people in the crowd that I love so much. I love all of you guys. This feels amazing.
There were so many great athletes on your left and right pushing you. You guys were neck and neck for the entire time. How does that shape how you decided to approach this?
I definitely gamed that. I knew that there were some studs. I'm actually pretty good at staying in my own zone, though, so I was vaguely aware, but that wasn't my main goal. So I did me. I've been doing me all weekend. I was walking back with my good friend Chandler after the last event. I said, man, I really want an event win. He said, hey, you're knocking on the door, and I think I just busted that door down.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Noah Olsen. One more big round of applause for such an exciting battle. Nicely done, Noah.
So everybody's backstage now, just kind of trying to get us the overall results. It'd be nice to see that, but Noah Olsen should be in first place. So this, you can see, is underneath the Coliseum. This is kind of the athlete-only area. You get some media in here. You get athlete control. You get the medics, but it's off limits from all the spectators.
Hey, do you guys know if there are ice baths anywhere? Bath.
We'll get some replays up on the screen here in a second.
Okay. Are we allowed to head back that way?
This is obviously after Noah Olsen just won. He's yelling to somebody in the crowd. I'm guessing that's probably his girlfriend or fiance that he's saying I love you to. Okay, so we got about another 8 minutes here now until the women's coverage comes up, so I'll check back in then.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep the fun going. Please welcome to the floor
Shrug Collective founder Anders Varner and the one and only lifting legend and muscle man himself, C.T. Fletcher. Welcome, guys, welcome. So later tonight, athletes from the CrossFit and weightlifting worlds will be colliding as they attempt their max squat, bench, deadlift, snatch, clean, and jerk total to hit a combined weight of 2,000 pounds for the guys, 1,200 pounds for the ladies, putting them in the exclusive 1-ton club. CT, give me some details, man.
Oh, man, I am so honored and happy to be here. Thank you to Fit Aid for having me the 1-ton challenge. I'm going to let Anders explain the details, but I'm here for one reason and one reason only. Last year, I had a heart transplant. I almost died, but look, I know what this means to the athletes. This is a matter of life and death. And I want you, when you're an old dude like me, to look back on this day and say that I gave everything that I had to give. All of it. Every ounce. Every bit of it. And
so we all...
I mean, you got to follow that, man. C.T. Fletcher, ladies and gentlemen.
If everybody does the math right now and takes their biggest squat, dead, and bench press, snatch, clean, and jerk, and adds them all up, our goal is to find 2,000 pounds. We want everybody to have this number in the bank. But tonight we invited Olympians, the strongest man in the country right now, Wes Kitts. 2,000 pounds is just a joke to these people. We're going to see people massacring weights. Get over to the Fit Aid Lounge. As soon as we're done here, we're going to enter the 1-ton club.
Heck, sounds like a good time. Thank you, Anders. Thank you, C.T. Fletcher. Be sure, like he said, head over to the Fit Aid Lounge after this to get in on the 1-ton challenge. Bye, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It is time for the women to take on Mary Event 5. Leading them out in lane number 1, Courtney Haley. In lane number 2, Mackenzie Riley. In lane number 3, Camila Salamonson-Hellman. In lane number 4, Emma McQuaid. Lane number 5, Danny Spiegel. Lane number 6, Carolyn Primoz. Lane number 7, Samantha Briggs. Lane number 8, Bethany Shadburn. Lane number 9, Caroline Reason-Thibault. Lane number 10, Karen Briova. Lane number 11, Colleen Bosch. Lane number 12, Meg Reardon. Lane number 13, Sarah Sandstorm. Lane number 14, Alice Sir. And lane number 59, number 1, Dee Sanawi. One minute. Athletes, please take your mark along the plexiglass and face the bullet break. Seconds. Stand by. get our first look at what the second one to make it all out for you. A 20-minute camera. There's marching their way forward. All pretty tightly knit right now with 2 rounds apiece. To see which of them will last. We will see athletes will start to separate themselves.
So if you're just getting new into the stream here, these ladies now are in the heat 1 of 2. They are competing at a 20-minute AMRAP doing Mary, which would be 5 handstand push-ups, 10 pistols, and 15 pull-ups. Now, what to watch here is that after this round, the field of 30 will be cut down to 20. So somebody like Sarah Signesdotter, who you can see here, is in fourth place currently. She's definitely at risk right now to be cut. I think she sits, let me just check, I think it's 25th right now overall for the women. Yeah, so Sarah Signesdotter currently sits 25th. So if the cuts were made coming into this event, she'd be done. So she needs to move up at least 5 places to have a chance to compete on Saturday. And she would be the biggest name, I guess, under that cut line. Some other people that are close to it would be Sam Briggs at 18, Carolyn Reason-Thibault at 17. If Katrin Davis-Daughter has a really bad event at 15, just like Brent Fikowski in the previous heat, we're waiting for the leaderboard to update, but he has a very bad event, so he's at risk of being cut right now. And actually looking at the leaderboard, from what I can see, it looks like Brent Fikowski will be cut from the 2019 CrossFit Games, as he currently sits in 23rd, if the leaderboard is correct. So we have Casper Gallimark, Connor Dudley, Brent Fikowski, Sean Sweeney, Alex Renault, Michael Smith, Jason Smith, Ed Haynes, Ben Smith, and Ryan Soda that will be cut. So currently, as you can see, Carolyn Reason-Thibault, Sam Briggs, 2 names that are fighting for their life. Sarah Signesdotter at 5th. She has a lot of work to do if she wants to avoid being eliminated. But yeah, it definitely can be done.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 14, 11, 12.
Change in leaders, Samantha Briggs. Briggs in lane number 7. Done with that next round of handstand push-ups. Zula Mike Schultz. Green Sports from in the lead in lane number 7.
And just to recap, the men had event 5, Noah Olson winning that event. Basically, with his win in that event, it put him into first overall at the CrossFit Games after, 5 events. There goes Noah Olson in 1, Matthew Frazier in 2nd, Jacob Hepner about 40 points behind those two. In 3rd, Scott Panchik in 4th, and Adrian Moonwilder in 5. If you go down to notables, Pat Bellner's in 10th, Cole Sager 11th, and then it looks like, this is not official obviously until it's announced, but it looks like Brent Fikowski will be cut from the 2019 CrossFit Games, sitting at number 23. So you can just see how important this workout is for people like Sarah Signesdotter and Sam Briggs, who is currently leading. As Sam Briggs sits currently right now at 18. So if she can win this heat, it'll probably put her in pretty good standing to avoid being cut. But you need Sarah Signesdotter to crawl out of the hole at 25. Coming in 5th in this heat will not do that. So we could, after today, or after this event, see big names like Brent Fikowski and Sarah Signesdotter eliminated from the CrossFit Games. So definitely this new scoring and this new format has made this year very interesting from the stands point of view. Obviously, people like Sarah Signesdotter and Brent Fikowski are at risk of being eliminated. Maybe they're not big fans of that, but that's how it goes. So we're coming up to 5 minutes right now, 5 minutes to the cap. Sam Briggs is still leading with Bethany Shadburn behind, Carolyn Reason-Thibault, and Sarah Signesdotter still in 5th place, which will not be enough, I can say, because the next heat has a lot of the big names to keep her from being eliminated, because the field is going to be cut from 30 down to 20. So she needs to do something really special here in the last 5 minutes if she wants to continue at the CrossFit Games. What a nice and encouraging judge that Sarah Signesdotter had. You're almost done giving her words of encouragement. Now, I'm assuming he's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to be impartial. But as a human, it's hard not to encourage somebody and wish them to do well. If you guys are new to my channel here, I'm Sergeant No Rep, the greatest judge to never judge, the one-time CrossFit Games attendee, and I'd appreciate if you could give me a follow or subscribe. It helps you out, it helps me out, so you'll see when I go live. I'll be broadcasting tomorrow and into Championship Sunday as well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go! 13, 14, 30.
So we're coming up to 20 seconds now. As you can see, Sam Briggs and Bethany Shadburn are going for that lead. And it looks like Bethany Shadburn will pull out the win with 1 second left. Here they are. A nice win for Bethany Shadburn. Definitely there's a second heat coming up, but she definitely needed this to help herself not get eliminated from the 2019 CrossFit Games, as after this event, 10 people will be eliminated. And currently Bethany Shadburn sits at 16th. The top 20 advance. So looking at Sarah Sigma's-Daughter right there, this is probably the last event that you see Sarah Sigma's-Daughter at the 2019 CrossFit Games, who was sitting at 25th coming into this, and basically she needed to win this heat to have a chance, because the next heat people will all push her down. So she will finish outside the top 20, barring something crazy, but Sarah Sigma's-Daughter and now Brent Vikowski look like they'll be eliminated from the 2019 CrossFit Games. So if you're just showing up here now, the next heat will be coming up. That was only heat 1 of 2. We'll have some replays coming up here soon. Bethany Shadburn won that heat, so putting herself at good standings to advance. Sarah Sigma's-Daughter, who did not perform so well in that, I think she came in 5th, or she tied for 5th. So basically that will eliminate her from the CrossFit Games. So Sarah Sigma's-Daughter and Brent Vikowski, I guess as well as Ben Smith, will all be eliminated from the CrossFit Games with the cuts after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
See now the athletes from heat number 2 are coming out on the Coliseum floor. So you'll listen to the on-site announcer announce these in. Remember, we're doing Mary, 20-minute time cap, 5 handstand push-ups, 10 pistols, and 15 pull-ups. And if you're using the last round as kind of a guide, 20 rounds is what you'll see the leaders come in at or better. This is our standings after 4 events. Tia Claire Toomey, Amanda Barnhart, and Kristen Holte in your top 3. Carrie Pierce right there, 1 point out of 3rd place today and 4th. So 2 minutes until this heat kicks off. Again, just as I described there, it's as many rounds as possible within the 20-minute time cap. 5 handstand push-ups, 10 single leg squats, 15 pull-ups. Just your lane assignments for heat number 2. Your top athletes will be kind of in the center of the arena, and they go out from there.
In front of the plexiglass, facing the pull-up rig.
I'll help you. I'll be loud.
Go! Go!
The heat should start here in about 15 seconds.
Stand by.
So heat number 2 is off, 20-minute time cap.
We have all the ladies on the pull break knocking out that first round, and it's Jamie Green is back to the wall first. Followed right behind is Kristen Holt, and then Tia Claire Toomey. Patrick David's daughter, Amy Thorne's daughter, right next to one another. Lanes 1 and 2. They chip away those hands with the side pension to the lead. Roll well, Emily Roll. Finishing up the
So you can see we got, it's going to be, it'll take a little bit for the athletes to separate themselves, but you got Tia Claire, Toomey, Barnhart, Holte, Carrie Pierce, and Brandon all right there. If you look at Carrie Pierce on your far right, her pull-up motion is so efficient. Like, she's just a smaller, short athlete. She doesn't have to pull as much as where you look at Amanda Barnhart right beside her. She's got those longer arms. It takes more effort for her to pull up. Over 20 rounds, that would really start to add up. So Carrie Pierce was leading games. She had a rough event with the ruck event. That weight in that run kind of really caught up to her. So you can see Jamie Green's now in the lead. Definitely an event that would favor Jamie Green as well. Carrie Pierce, maybe not as much Brooke Wells, but it seems that she's doing pretty well up there. Laura Horvath, a bigger competitor. She has more distance she has to push for handstand push-ups. If you remember back at the Road, Laura Horvath really struggled with her handstand push-ups. Now, mind you, this is only 5 handstand push-ups at the Rogue. She had to do them strict. She can kip here. So she's looking all right so far. And mind you, we're only about 5 minutes into the 20-minute workout. So if you're looking at our top 10 right now, we have Jamie Green in first, Carrie Pierce and Thor's daughter in second, Claire Toomey in third, Holte, 5, Brooke Wells 6. These keep on changing here. Catherine Davis daughter 7, Fraku in 8, Barnhart in 9, and Emily Rolfe in 10. And Haley Adams, the 18-year-old that started off pretty hot. She's kind of cooled down a little bit now. She's sitting in 14th right now. So as Nancy said there, we got Carrie Pierce and Green tied at first. And something that kind of surprises me, we got Annie Thor's daughter in third place right now. Tierney was dropped down to fourth. But the lead will change as this goes on. Remember, it's a 20-minute workout. We're not even halfway through it yet. So in the time to beat, or I guess the Browns to beat, from heat number 1, I think was 20. Yeah, so Bethany Shadburn had 20. That's 609 reps. So basically she had 20 rounds plus 9. Some of these athletes I definitely will expect to get into at least the 21 round. So if you look at, actually Barnhart just moved, but if you look at Carrie Pierce and Barnhart side by side, it's amazing how the difference is. Carrie Pierce is a very short, compact squat, where Barnhart really kind of bottoms out at the bottom because she has so much more distance to go. But Carrie Pierce looking good. So basically, even though Barnhart went to the bar before her, Carrie Pierce basically lapped her by 1 round so far. You can see that was Catherine Davis there got a no rep. I always enjoy seeing a no rep, keeping the athletes, or is that Helga daughter, keeping the athletes honest. So basically what she said, she's like, no, open up. She wanted her head and basically her chest to open up, but her head to come through her arms there to kind of complete the rep. you can see the difference in the judges. Like that judge there was a little more lenient with Annie. Didn't really make her pop her head through there, but it all depends on what judge you get. So basically, to let you know what is at stake here, so Tia Clear Toomey, who's in 4th right now in the event, sits in 1st overall. She has a 13-point lead over Amanda Barnhart, who she's leading this event, so she'll be safe there. Kristen Holte, who's ahead of Toomey right now, is behind her by 23 points in the standings. So Holte would really want to separate herself. If she won this event, she needs some competitors to finish between the two of them. And then Carrie Pierce, or Carissa Pierce, as on the leaderboard. She sits in 4th right now. Again, roughly 24 points away from Toomey. So if she wins and Toomey drops a little bit more, we'll see Carrie Pierce kind of vault up the leaderboard again. But as long as Toomey stays right here in the top 3 or 4, she should be all right for the overall lead. So we're about 8 minutes and 40 seconds until the time cap. These athletes are at 13 rounds, so they should easily pass that mark of 20 set in the previous round, or the previous heat, I should say. Amanda Barnhart, see what she's struggling out there a little bit, and like I said, she's one of the larger athletes in stature-wise, so this definitely would affect her. So she's sitting right now at 13 in this heat. If you look at some of the, I guess, the larger competitors like Barnhart, Horvath, Picelli, they're all in the bottom of this heat, so it is truly affecting them. So as we currently sit, approaching the 15-minute mark of a 20-minute time cap, We have Carrie Pierce in first place with 16 rounds. Kristen Holte right behind her. Tia Claire Toomey after that. Fraku and Brooke Wells. As you can see, the athletes, when they come up to this section portion of the Coliseum, it's just to give a visual to everybody watching to see that these athletes have been separating themselves from the other athletes. And just to let you know what's at stake here, if you're coming in a little late, there's going to be a cut after this event. Right now we have 30 athletes. We're going to be cut down to 20. And some of the big names that are at risk of being cut would be Sam Briggs, and also Sarah Signesdotter, who was in the last heat. It looks like she will be eliminated from the CrossFit Games. And also, if you're really behind, based on the event 5 from the men's, it looks like Brent Fikowski will be eliminated from the CrossFit Games once they do their cuts after this. We needed to be in the top 20, and I think he's sitting currently at 23, so barring some scoring adjustments, stuff like that, Brent Fikowski will be eliminated from the CrossFit Games before even getting to the weekend. Just a little bit of housekeeping as we're coming down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'm Sergeant Norep, the greatest judge, two-member judge, the one-time CrossFit Games attendee, and I am bringing this stream to you here on YouTube and also over on Twitch. So if you give me a follow or a sub to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps you. So during the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, you can see when I go live. I'll be broadcasting all the events. That's the individual and team events. You'll be able to see them here on my channel. So do that and continue watching. So we're roughly at 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. We have Carrie Pierce leading Kristen Holte and then Toomey. So Carrie Pierce ideally would have liked a few more other athletes to finish between her and Tia Claire. This probably won't be enough for her to take the first place. If she would have finished first and Toomey maybe 10th, that would be a different story, but she'll finish probably first depending on Holte. And it'll be a tight race to finish here with roughly 2 minutes left. So Pierce is a few reps ahead of Holte, but that could change whoever gets no rep. When we saw Matt Frazier going against Noah Olson, all of a sudden the last couple of rounds, Matt Frazier decided not to break on anything, and he caught right up to Noah Olson, but it wasn't enough. So let's see if Carrie Pierce stays unbroken and everything. And again, Amanda Barnhart's right beside her. She's currently in 12th spot, so she's going to drop down the leaderboard as well. And this wasn't a tailor-made workout for her, but just if there's a squatting event up next, Amanda Barnhart, she has very strong, powerful legs. That's kind of her jam, as she says. That's something that she will excel at. And it's what happens at CrossFit Games. You have some events that you don't do as well at, and other ones you excel at. And it's just about being consistent and managing your losses throughout the weekend. So we have 1 minute to go now. under 30 seconds, more like 25, 23 seconds. Carrie Pierce is still leading ahead of Holte. Jamie Green and Tia Clear tuning behind. The atmosphere is crazy here in the Coliseum. As being a one-time CrossFit Games attendee, I can say that the Coliseum is a very special place to be. In events like this, when people are cheering, it gets so loud down here. The athletes are really encouraged by it. Here we go. Carrie Pierce is your winner. So this will help Carrie Pierce on the leaderboard. Currently, she was sitting fourth. So she would probably, based on beating Kristen Holte, who was 1 point ahead of her, she'll probably find herself move up to second spot with Amanda Barnhart slipping. So I could see Tia Claire as your number 1, Carrie Pierce as your number 2, Kristen Holte as your number 3. Now that's unofficial. We'll wait till the leaderboard updates. But that ideally is what we'll look like. Tia Claire, Jamie, Carrie Pierce, and Kristen Holte is your top 3 after this event. So we have a replay coming up here. There's Annie Thorsdottir. Annie Thorsdottir got 8th in that heat. We'll have to see what she did overall. And that's Katrin Davidsdottir there. Looks like she was walking back with some of the medical team. About another 15 seconds, we'll have an interview with Carrie Pierce.
Now we know how skilled you are with those push-pull movements, unbroken pull-ups, strict handstand push-ups all the way to the end, but I saw you doing a little knock-in on the quads there. What was going on?
Yeah, so my quad and calf actually started cramping up, and I actually broke up some of the pull-ups to 8 and 7, and I had to jump up twice, and I was like, my calves feel like they're cramping. Don't wuss out, just do them unbroken the rest of the way, because that's one less jump. So I was a little nervous after like round probably 13. My quad, started cramping, so I need a little more hydration, I guess.
I guess, a little bit. Moving on. Now afterwards, you were able to sort of like run across the finish, giving high fives. You seem really amped. What does this win mean for you for the rest of the weekend here?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many talented girls that are such great athletes. You go out there, you do your best, and you hope to win, and the wins don't come very often, so you got to take advantage of it while you can. And I could hear the crowd, especially in the last, 5 rounds, and I was like, well, I could slow down because the girls aren't, as close, but there was too much energy, and that's why I had to run the wall and get a few more handstand push-ups at the end, just because I could.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The 2019 Reebok CrossFit Games.
That's a good trade.
Yeah, right? There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, man. My calves are very cramped.
I saw.
But that's why I just went unbroken on this. Yeah.
Let's recover.
So this is Sergeant No Rep signing off, and we'll see you tomorrow.